Okay, we should be going live here in about 15 minutes. I am looking, no music, sorry about that. I could maybe find some music, but that would stretch my technology situation. So anyway, this is the first time I've done this. I'm playing a little video. In 15 minutes we'll start our meeting. I'm just checking my technology, so if you're in our course at the University of Houston, Personal Finance, we will be meeting here in about 14 minutes. In the meantime, you can see that I'm kind of playing around. I wanted to show a little review, course review. So now I'm going to cancel this B row. Boom, the B row's gone. Now I'm going to open this little review. So this is from last semester, but let me get this out of the way. So for students who are coming aboard, this little video will give you just a quick overview of what's coming. So I'll do a new review like this soon for this semester, but I thought today I would just share this, go through this. This is a great overview. It's just a little screen show of the components that we've put together in the online course at Money Study Group. So each week you'll do a video, you'll watch videos, and then you'll do a video article. You did that for week 1. You did a great job. Those of you who turned it in early, you saw you got some extra points. We'll talk about that. But these are the lessons. So these are like videos with some reading assignments and a few little things to do in each of your weekly assignments. So you'll get a weekly assignment in Blackboard, one assignment, but it will include each of the elements or components that we have inside the course. So what you're seeing here is just really a checklist, kind of an interactive checklist that I built to replicate the components of the course. You see their capstone review. I deleted the capstone review from last semester because each semester it evolves and we change it a little bit. And so you'll get a new capstone review very soon. But for now, just know that the capstone is a very important part of the course. It's worth 100 points. So that tells you it's worth a little more. But it's not difficult. We'll talk about that more. These are, again, short lessons. Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Go home, Siri. No, let's not get directions to home. Okay. Don't allow. I'm sorry about that. So now, see if we're still going. Yeah. So let me see. Technology. That was Siri interrupting me. I said something. My iPad picked it up. She picked it up. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to invoke her wrath. But anyway, that just happened. So these are just, again, some assignments. It looks like I went backwards a little bit when Siri interrupted. But this is just something you can, if you want to just kind of take a look. Now, once you log in and enroll in the course, obviously you can go through and scan all of the assignments that are there. But do know that each week, each semester actually, we change those assignments. So you may be missing some of the assignments that are listed here, but they'll be posted in due course. So we've got about 7 minutes. I'm going to, so the interesting thing is right now, we have not started the Zoom meeting. So if you happen to be on our Facebook page, watching live on Facebook or in YouTube, you're seeing kind of the pre-meeting review. It's not necessary. It's not required. You can fast forward it. You can go get another cup of coffee if you're a student. And if you're just curious about what the course contains, again, these are just the lessons, the topics, the assignments that are included in the course. Quite a bit of content. Pretty much everything has a video. Not everything. These sections under insurance are really just text, short reading assignments. But most of these topics have an associated video. And unfortunately, the biggest drawback to this course, in my opinion, is that each of these videos features primarily one speaker, and that happens to be me. So it is what it is. But for what you're getting, I think this is it's a great platform for teaching online. So you see, these are the things that we cover. There's so much related to investment management that I would love to teach you. But in this course, I try to focus on asset allocation, asset classes, and some of the more, well, there are really 4 investment strategies that we will focus on in this course that I'll talk about throughout the course quite a lot. And those 4 investment strategies are included when we get to the investment lessons. There are a couple of lessons that deal just with investment management, which is a very important topic in the context of personal finance. So we will be jumping into those, about halfway through the semester. We start to focus on investment. But we cover a lot of ground leading up to investing. And so this week 2, we're going to jump into creating a budget, working with really cash flow, and accountability is a big part of it. So that's what we're going to talk about today as we get into week 2. Last week, week 1, was just really setting the table for what's to come, laying the foundation for the importance of saving, and kind of focusing on the first law of personal finance, which is the law of spending and saving, which is really actually one of the 3 laws of personal finance, which we will talk about today. There is a lesson in week 2. It used to be in week 1, but now it's in week 2. So you'll get introduced to the 3 laws of personal finance, but you've already been introduced to how that law works. The law of spending and saving says spend less than you earn so that you can save more for what matters most. That's the first law of personal finance, and in our culture, it's probably the most disregarded law of personal finance. So it's one that can and should be a big part of your overall strategy. The first law of personal finance. So there we go. It looks like I have 6 minutes showing on the clock, but there's really only a couple of minutes. So I am going to leave. You'll see me working in the background, but I'm going to open up Zoom and log in to my U of H account, which means I need to switch out of my BayRock account. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm working. So let me go back over here, and I'm going to close out if I can, I'm going to give you a little better video to watch while I'm doing my work over here in Zoom. So hang around if you want to be, if you're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, you can grab a free lesson. If you happen to be connected to our page, you are welcome to join us. We won't do anything too personal. So now I'm seeing myself in my Zoom. You're seeing me somewhere else. Let's see. I'm going to start admitting folks. All right. Hey, Sobia, can you hear me? Hey, everybody. Good morning. Can you? Good morning, Alina. Can you hear me okay? Good. I hear you great too. I hope you're having a great week so far. It was good. We had family in. We celebrated Christmas with our Austin family, so we had a house full of people, which was fun. Yeah. Yep. So tell me what you see on your screen right now, on your Zoom screen. Do you see my face? Okay, good. I think that's what you should be seeing at this point. I'm going to change. Now in a minute you're going to see something else. Now you should see, do you see my screen scrolling up and down? Alina, can you see? You don't see Zoom meeting, January 26th? Okay, let me go fix that. You don't see a picture that says UH Personal Finance Zoom meeting? You still see the video. Interesting. What's in the video right now? Oh, so you don't see. Oh, interesting. Okay. Then I think that's okay. Wow. Is anyone watching on Facebook or YouTube? So, Alina, do you see a green screen behind me? Interesting. Okay. Well, we can fix that real quick. I'll do the famous back, green screen thing. I know why, because I'm using my U of H. Bummer, you should be seeing. Hey, I'm sorry, give me just a second. I got too much technology. So someone had a comment or a question and I missed it. Or were we just saying good morning? So Facebook is probably doing what it's supposed to be doing, but Zoom is not. So I've got to figure out how to fix that real quick. I think yes. Yes. Sure. Did you get my message yesterday in GroupMe? Okay. Okay. Are you working at the end of this meeting? Will you be working? Okay, yeah. Okay, just, you have my, I think you have my phone number, my mobile phone number. Huh, so you must be calling my office. Let me give you my mobile phone number. Can you write this down? 281-728-8691. Correct, yep. So the best way to reach me, to get my attention typically, is with my iPhone. If you text me that you're available, then I'll do my best to try to be available for you to set up a Zoom meeting so you can share your screen, and I'll figure out pretty quick what's going on. But just for a minute or two, can we talk about what browser are you using? So I logged in last night as you, and I didn't have any trouble. So have you logged in since last night? What time were you logged in? PM? Okay, well, you were in later than me, so okay, we'll get it worked out. In the meantime, don't worry about it affecting your grade. I promise you, your how much time you spend inside Money Study Group isn't really the number one. It's really not a factor. You do need to be able to access it. You do need to be able to view the content, take the quizzes, and all of that. But I'm not measuring how much time you spend. I don't want you to have to waste time, though. So I'm sorry this has happened to you. If it's happened to anyone else, if you're finding that you're watching the videos, you're going through the content at Money Study Group, and it's not progressing you, then let me know now. I know we've got one student who's got a problem, and we're going to get it fixed, but shoot me if you're having that issue. Please let me know in the chat, and also go ahead and put your name in. Yep. No, that's the best number. If that number's not working, then Houston, we have a problem. So tell me the number again. Yeah, why don't you try calling that? You're not on your phone for the Zoom meeting, are you? Yeah, cool. Okay, so it's going right to voicemail. And then, can you leave a voicemail? Try shooting me a text message. That's the best way anyway, but yeah, that's my number, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I just wanted to make sure that, well, in this case, I want to make sure Sobia has a way. Am I saying your name correctly, Sobia? Cool. Well, I'm looking for your text message, and that is for You just texted me? Okay. I'm not getting your text message. Okay, what kind of phone are you using? That's the problem. Oh wait, I just got it. So we're good. Don't know if you can see it. So good. Whenever you're ready, shoot me a text message. We'll jump on a Zoom call and I'll look at your screen and we will figure it out. I promise. And if we can't figure it out, then I'll give you my motorcycle as a concession prize. Just kidding. You can't even drive my motorcycle. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to admit the last person there. Since we spent a good deal of time, it's already 9 minutes after. So my first question is, last week when we were on this meeting, I thought I was showing you my screen, so I was blathering on and on about what I was looking at, but you weren't seeing it. Now, so I want to start out by making sure you're seeing this image right now on your screen. You are? Alina, okay, cool. So this is simply a post that I posted on, I posted this just to review for this week. So you can see my screen, check that off the list. You guys know we have a Facebook page, and one of the things I like to point out is that our Facebook page is live right there. Now it's not showing a live feed unless I want to refresh my screen, in which case it should probably show. So on your page at Money Study Group, you'll see that we have a feed to our Facebook page. So I'm posting things on our Facebook page just to make it easy for folks who like Facebook, and also the same is true for our YouTube channel. So you can find both of those on our Money Study Group page. There's also a YouTube playlist, so we have a special playlist, and I want to make sure you know how to find that playlist. It's right there on your Money Study Group. Everybody see that? So when you're even if you're not logged in, if you just go to moneystudygroup.com, that should take you, I'm not going to push it right now, but it should take you to the playlist that I've set up for spring, for this semester. So every semester I change that with a new playlist. But if you ever want to jump in just to YouTube, not all of your assignments are going to be there. So this is not a workaround to avoid enrolling in the course. For those of you, the 25 of you who have not yet enrolled in the course, you still need to do that. But for those of you who want to just jump in and see if there's an answer to your question, like yesterday, saw some questions about GroupMe, making screenshots, so I put a video in our playlist. So that's just a resource for you. Wanted you to know about that. So back to our notes. I wanted to spend a little time, just for a minute, talking about GroupMe. GroupMe is working really well for me, but I'm not sure how it's working for you, and I wanted to just have a quick conversation. And this isn't really about your preference for which tool we want to use, because this semester we are committed to using GroupMe. But if there's something we can do, or something that I can do to better facilitate how we use GroupMe, now's your chance to speak up. Has anyone put anything in the chat? Because I'm looking for your name and time that you joined. Test comment. So I got your comment. Is that what you wanted to see, if we got your comment? If you would, everybody, just in the chat each week, just put your name in and the time that you got here. I'm not seeing that anywhere, so Alina, do you see the chat? Okay, there. Thank you. Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Thanks. So we'll do that every week. I forgot to mention it again, but that's how I keep track of those of you who are here. And again, this is an asymmetric. That's a weird word. Asynchronous course. So you don't have to be here, but if you are here, I just want to keep a record of that. So what do you mean by test comment, Nye? I don't understand what your comment is. So no comments about GroupMe? Going once, going twice. So we'll just, yes, I hear you. I don't hear you, Patrick. Were you going to say something? If you're muted. Oh, no problem. Thank you for helping me out there, Nye. I appreciate it. So no comments about GroupMe. I want to say before we move on from GroupMe that I do appreciate, I've been looking in there a couple times a week and I see some very helpful students answering questions with really good suggestions, and I try to like those or love those or whatever we do in GroupMe. But thanks for that. So for me, GroupMe works great because it gives us a chance to collaborate, to ask questions, and so thank you. Unless there's no comments, we'll just keep doing what we're doing, and I will assume that it's working well. So let's talk about assignments Q&A. Week 1 assignment review. Hopefully everybody saw the weekly assignment review that I posted inside Money Study Group. I will do that. I will try to do that every week. I'll try to do that on Friday. I got to tell you though, this Friday I'm going camping with my grandkids. Caleb and Maddie. I should show you pictures of them because they're super cute, but I won't right now. But anyway, I'm going camping. I'm leaving Thursday night in our Winnebago, and I'll be camping on Thursday night, Friday night. So I don't know that I'll get an assignment review completed by Friday evening. I'm going to try to do that. And I think I'll be able to do it, but it will be posted inside of Money Study Group. So again, for those of you who have postponed enrolling, you'll want to do that because starting this week, week 2, there's going to be some things that you're going to need inside the course. So those of you who submitted your assignment by Friday at 3. In fact, I got in a little late. I had a really busy week, so if I come in late on Friday to do the review video and your assignment is there, chances are you're going to get the extra points. So most of you got an extra few points. Anybody want to comment on what you got in terms of extra points? It was a 50-point assignment. You did a great job. Most all of you did a phenomenal job. In fact, I told my wife it's crazy because certain times in some semesters I find that for some reason the students just have a different level of quality in their work, and I think part of that must be the instructions that I'm giving. I'm not sure that I've always given really clear, really good instructions, and so therefore I shouldn't expect high quality work. But I think the video review has helped me help you, which helps me. So I'm thrilled. I told my wife the quality of work I'm getting this semester, it exceeds anything I've ever gotten before, and that's really cool to me. So thank you for that. And you're not getting extra points because you're doing awesome work. Even though you are doing awesome work, you're getting extra points because the way money management works is if you're ahead of the game, you basically come out ahead of the game. But you have to be proactive, and you have to be on time, and you have to do things early. And anyway, I try to make this course track with the way that money works, and that's one of the things I do is give you an opportunity to turn it in early so you can earn extra points, so that at the end of the semester, instead of focusing on this course, you're free to spend your time and energy on other courses that you have that have a final exam and require more attention. So there's a big payoff at the end if you're willing to do the weekly thing by turning your assignment in early. Plus, you get to see if there are any mistakes that you make. I will try, and typically I always do, point out that you need to fix this or fix that, and you're able then to go back and make corrections. As long as you submit those by the time the assignment is due, Tuesday at 10 a.m., then you still get the extra points, even if you made mistakes on the front end. So I think that's a pretty generous deal. Over the course of the decade that I've been teaching this course, it's turned out to be a very effective way to incentivize you to pay attention and get your work done early, and I appreciate that. So I'm glad the examples were beneficial, and I will keep doing that. So one of the questions I need you to answer, it's not on our list, but when I turned in the assignments, we have a new thing on Blackboard now. I'm not even sure what it's called, but I can doodle on your paper. I can draw, I can put comments, I can highlight. But what I don't know, because this is the first week, this semester is the first time it's been available, and this week was the first time I've used it. But I got zero feedback from students. So I need to know, I'm looking at your note there, Nye, I'll get to you in a minute. But somebody please send me a chat. Did you see my notes on your actual article? Because again, I had zero feedback. So I spent a good deal of time commenting, giving some suggestions, or just saying, affirmations like, wow, that's a great story. But I have no idea if you actually saw all my extra effort on your articles. And if you did not, that's a bummer. That means I'm not going to waste my time doing that anymore. So nobody, you guys, so somebody, while we're sitting here, just open your assignment. So Alan, yeah, if it hasn't been graded yet, so there wouldn't be any comments yet. So Alan, let me ask you this. Did you have to go in and open up your document, or did you get an email? So Ashton, you saw feedback, but was the feedback in the text, or was it actually on your article? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because there's on the article. So Ashton, did you got the feedback on the article, and did you get you have to open it, okay? Do you get a note that it's been doodled on? How do you know to open it? Or do you open all of your assignments after they're graded? Because it sounds like only a couple of you saw the feedback, and since you have to open it, I'm assuming that it would be extra work for you to go read my comments on your article. And that's the last thing I want to do, is make extra work for you or me. I just checked because of what you said. Okay, cool. So those of you who want to check, go check, and you'll see that I put some comments. However, I'm just going to make a change here, because if you're not seeing it, like I said, I spent hours making notes, comments, and doodles. I can even add pictures, and I played around with it. So anyway, I'm not going to do that anymore. So if I only have 2 students at this point who even saw it, and you had to proactively go and open it, that's not a system that makes sense to me to use. So nice try, U of H or Blackboard or whoever did that. It's a great tool, and for certain assignments I might use it. I might use it in the assignment review, where I take your assignment and you turn in early, doodle all over it, and then save it and use it as an example. But other than that, it's pretty much a waste of time. Okay, cool. Sorry. Next, week 2 preview. So again, in week 2, you will need to review. You will need to enroll. So those of you who have skated by so far, that's fine. But moving forward, you're going to miss out on serious points, because you're going to have a quiz, you're going to have some things inside of Money Study Group that are going to be important for you to know so that you can do the assignment. And if you don't do the homework in Money Study Group, by the time you do the assignment, it's going to show, and I'll know, and you'll lose points. So even if you turn your assignment in early, if you're not enrolled and you're not completing the assignments, you won't get the extra points, and you will get a deduction. So just know that. So one of the things I wanted to, so off-topic warning, real quick, in GroupMe, I'm not even going to say who, I don't even know who, I don't remember who, but it was like, hey, we're hiring for whatever. You know, at this point, I would just like to ask everybody to stay on topic and keep the content relative to personal finance and the course. Just please. There's only really been one student, and it was very polite and very courteous and maybe even helpful, but I get tons of requests to bring information to you guys, and I am like never going to, well, not never, unless it's unless it's my boss at U of H, pretty much. If he asks me to share something with you, I absolutely will. But pretty much anybody from the outside, I'm not going to let them in to distract you. So at any rate, sorry about that little sermon. Okay, so now I want to talk about, this is part of your course. It's not really hugely important to the grade, but it's very important more so after you graduate. So this is the book, Make Your Money Count. I know it's kind of hard to see because of the technology there, but it's a hardcover book, and you get a copy of it, and you also get a copy of this blueprint, which will become one of your assignments later in the course. So you're going to get a copy of both of these. The problem is, because of COVID, I have to mail them to you. So it's extra work for my dear wife. She's going to be putting them in the mail, but I wanted to show you how you get access. So first of all, you have to be logged in to the course. So I'm logging in, and when you log in, you'll notice that something changes on the now I'm on my iPad, so if I was on my computer, these would be lined across the top. But you see Mail My Book. When you click on that, it takes you to this, it's just a Google form. But here's where I need you to put in your name, your email rather. It starts with your email. That's required for the form. Your first name, your last name, your mailing address, city or street, city, zip code, and also you'll need to put in just the date that you enrolled. That's on your receipt from PayPal. Most of you use PayPal, but if you'll just put that in and then hit submit, and then what'll happen is you'll be on the list. And okay, there we go. So sorry, I don't mean to make you dizzy. So once you do that, once you log in, once you enroll and log in, you can put your name on the list. I'll see it as soon as you add your name to the list, and then I'll take it to my dear wife Connie, and she will print a bunch of envelopes, big envelopes, and she'll put your book and the blueprint inside of the envelope, put a stamp on it, mail it to you, and it'll take, I would say, give it a week and a half. We try to send it media mail, so it's not real fast. Now, if you want me to sign it, I'm happy to do that, but it's a little challenging to figure out who's I'm gonna, anyway. It's just, if you really want me to sign it, just send me a text message or an email, and I'll try to sign it. Otherwise, what I would suggest is at some point, someday, somewhere, we're going to get together and have a big pizza party, and you can bring your book and I'll sign it. That's the best. So, but if you really want me to sign your book, I'm happy to do that. I am located here, by the way, on campus. So if you're on campus and you ever want to just stop in and say, hey, I'll put my mask on and you can step into the office. I'm at the Innovation Center, so it's the remote campus, but this is the Innovation Center. I think it's an awesome place, and this is where I live. This is where I work. I come in every day because my wife takes care of our grandbabies when their mom goes to work, and so while that would be a fun day, it would also drive me a little crazy, so I get to come to work. Okay, let's look at some coming assignments. So many of you have already you've already signed up for the BayRock Planning Portal, and that's great, no problem. But you're not going to be able to do much with that until I go in, or my team goes in and unlocks the modules. I call them modules. They're really called data cards. So each element of your financial plan, each element of your capstone assignment is correlated to a data card. And we'll be going over those one by one throughout the semester. But those pieces of the planning process, those pieces of technology that are inside of your planning portal, they will be unlocked for you after you sign up and register at the private planning portal that we use at BayRock Financial. It's actually through a company called Right Capital, and so you will need to do the same thing with Right Capital and BayRock that you did with Money Study Group. You will have to register for an account, which means you'll have a login. You'll need to bookmark the website page. You'll have a login username and password. And that's where you're going to start going into your financial plan and working on each of the pieces of your capstone. So moving forward, not this week, but in a few weeks, that'll be the assignment. So if you haven't done it yet, you don't need to worry about it. But if you've already done it, then you know what I'm talking about, and you're ahead of the game. But you're only going to be as far ahead of the game as you can be until I go in and upgrade your portal, because there's a lot more inside of that tool than you're seeing until I go in and unlock the modules or the data cards. And at that point, when that time comes in the semester, it's going to be a couple weeks from now, that will be your instruction, that will be your assignment, and that will be how we start to build your personal financial plan and your budget. So this is going to be it's a great resource. It's a great tool. I think you'll enjoy it, but it does get a little confusing at first. So it gets confusing primarily because we've got a lot of, you've got Money Study Group. You have to log in. That's where you get your content. You've got Blackboard. That's where you have to submit your assignments. And then now we're going to add the planning portal. So that's 3 different, basically, websites. So it gets a little confusing if you don't just keep it compartmentalized. So I'm going to do my best to try to keep you focused on each step of the way. But some of you already know that. So when we talk about the capstone, when we talk about the capstone assignment, I just want to set the table and draw you a little picture of the capstone assignment in terms of it's really your financial plan that we're going to build together throughout the semester. And the capstone assignment is really where it all comes together, and each of the pieces that you build throughout the semester become part of your comprehensive financial plan. And so as you build it throughout the semester, you want to pay attention to the details, and I will give you those details, and I'll give you the assignment, and I'll do the assignment review, and you'll have a chance to fix any mistakes. But you're going to want to keep up with that as we go week by week, because at the end of the semester, when we do the capstone assignment, it's a super easy assignment if you've done each piece along the way, because the capstone assignment is really like just where you put it all together, and then as long as everything was done correctly, you get 100 points and it's really no work at all. It's just more of a review. So that's an important thing to understand, is that one of the next steps is to open up your planning portal and to start entering your name and your birthday, and I'll show you all the things you're going to do. It's really easy, and we'll make it really easy for you, but that's coming, and that's really related to the Capstone assignment. So, and we will post those assignments. Okay, guess what? That's it. Except I just realized, okay, don't mean to make you dizzy there. Let me see. So, any questions from anyone about anything so far? It is 10:34 a.m. and yes, no problem. For the what? No, that's all part of the, you pay $79.95 to have the course, and that's all included in the course. So I'm sorry you have to pay for the course. In the past, we used Dave Ramsey's material, and it was $100. So I try real hard to keep it lower than you had before. But today in the course, you have access to a lot more technology, and it's kind of expensive technology. Most of it's paid for through BayRock Financial, who sponsors the course, but no. So there's no additional cost for anything. You get the book, you get the blueprint, you get the online course, you get the planning portal, all of that for the $79 that you pay to enroll in the course. So good question, Charlotte. Thank you. Any other questions? That was a great question. Well, I'm going to show you something, and so what I just put on the screen right now is it's a screen video, a screen show that I did last semester, and it basically just covers all of the modules, the lessons, the topics that are inside of your course. So this is just an outlining document, a project planning document, and I did a screen show. But if you're interested in seeing more of this, Siri just came on board. So if you're interested in seeing this, if you want to go back to the YouTube channel or Facebook Live, while I was setting up today, I had this playing, and I talked a little bit about each of the elements. So certainly not something you need to go back to do, but if you're interested, if that's something you want to just have a better idea of the scope and sequence of the course, then this little screen show is helpful. And like I said, while we were waiting to get the Zoom meeting going, I was sitting here just talking through these elements. So it might be helpful if you feel confused or lost, or you're not sure where we're going. This is a helpful piece of the puzzle. But again, it's certainly not important. It's not required. So, hey, does anyone know how to make Professor's screen bigger? I don't know how to make my screen bigger. I'd have to know, Lewis, what you're using. You have to open it. Okay, so I'm looking at the chat. I think we're done, unless you want to hang around. If you have a question, hang around. I'm going to spend a few minutes just looking at these questions that have been posted and answer them. So hold on, Nye, if you're still there. You said you turn in this week's in a couple seconds late, but I'm going to attempt to turn it in the rest of the assignments earlier. you like the process. I'm glad you like the process, and I'm glad you like it, and I'm glad I incorporated it in the class. But thank you for the positive comment. So I'm assuming you turned your assignment in a couple seconds later than 3 p.m. on Friday, is what I'm assuming you're saying here. And based on that, I'm assuming also that because of when I graded papers on Friday, you still qualified for the extra points. And so I would say, in response to that comment, I would say, okay, oh, you turned it in at 10 today. Okay, cool. So my assumption was totally wrong. So you turned it in at 10 a.m. today. Hopefully it wasn't a few seconds late, because if it's late, it's late. And how many points do you get if you turn it in late? Yeah, 0. So I haven't looked to see if it's late. If it's a few seconds late and you can prove it, then I have a tough decision to make. But look, for everyone listening, turn it in by Friday. Turn it in by Friday at 3, and you'll get 20 extra points. That's a lot of extra points just for turning it in early. If you turn it in late, it speaks volumes. It really does. It says, A, I'm not going to turn it in early, and B, I'm going to be late. And if you're going to live your life that way, it's going to cost you. And if you're going to do this course that way, it's going to cost you. Okay? So there it is. I love you, but that's the truth. So if you turn it in late, you get 0 points. If you turn it in early, you get 20 extra. It's a sweet deal. And you get to help the class if you turn it in early, because then I use your assignment in the review. And you help yourself, because if you made a mistake, you see the review, you get to go back and fix it. And that's just it's a great process, I think. So thanks for your comments, Nye. I appreciate it. I don't mean to mess with you too hard there, but I appreciate your comments. Okay, I don't see any other comments. I hope I'm not missing any questions, but I'm not seeing any questions. So if you have a question, and so that's going to do it for today. I will see you. So Bia, if you've got a few minutes, we can do that Zoom meeting now if you're still there and you have time. Otherwise, I'm going to close out this Zoom meeting. Yes? Okay. Ask anything. So the quizzes, you can do the quiz anytime. If you're enrolled in the course and you've watched the videos and you've gotten through to the quiz, then you can take the quiz anytime. And then you're just going to grab a screenshot of the quiz and keep that on your hard drive, because when you do your assignment in Blackboard, you're just going to insert that image on the PDF. I'm assuming you guys are mostly using Word to create your articles. And if that's the case, then you would just insert the image on Word showing that you completed the course and that you passed. But there's no time that you have to take the quizzes. Yeah, every week there'll be a PDF. Sure, and the only reason it's a PDF is because, assuming you used Word to create your article, and then you're going to export it to PDF or print it to PDF, that's how you're submitting it into Blackboard. So yeah, every week you're going to do an assignment, due by Tuesday at 10 a.m., due by Friday at 3 p.m. if you want extra points and the opportunity to fix any errors you might have made in your assignment. So yeah, every week you're going to do an assignment. You're going to end up doing some kind of summary where you tell me what you learned, what I'm asking you to tell me, and you're going to probably do that in Word. You're going to put the pictures in that you need. Screenshots are a big part of this course, so if you don't know how to do a screenshot, you'll want to learn. It's super simple, and it'll be a helpful skill for you to have if you don't already have it. So, good question. Okay. You too. Y'all have a great week. And Sobia, I'm going to text you a link to the Zoom meeting. Is that okay, or do you want me to email it to you? Or do you want to just stay? If you want, we can just stay on this one. Are you still there? Sobia? Okay. Sobia? Are you still there? I'm going to text her. And then I'm going to either... Are you still there? So I probably should stop. Yeah, I'll stop this meeting. I'm going to stop. I'm actually going to stop streaming, but I'm going to keep the meeting open. So hold on. If you're there,